What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Robert R. Ricks. Happy Father's Day to you guys. Hope you guys you fathers anyway, are having a great Father's Day. Just glancing to make sure that the stream is working. I had a little bit of a snafu earlier today. Did a stream, and for whatever reason, YouTube had flagged it. And so, there, I can see it. Everything looks to be fine. So that's great. Alright, so normally on the real-time story time, we do a get down where people come in and give keywords or whatever, or I read from some of my books or whatever. I'm just going to do a story. I'm just going to make up a story and do one for Father's Day, and we'll do it that way. We'll rock and roll it that way. It'll be pretty easy. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Garen? What's up, Paula? All right. Without further ado, this is the real-time story time. My head hurt. My mouth was dry. And I was in a pretty foul fucking mood. So I decided to drop in to Jackalope Den. Nice little hole in the wall, interesting decor. Real mellow, kick back atmosphere. Somewhere I could just relax. I walked into the bar, escaping the bright lights outside. The door closed behind me and the outside world muffled away. I walked up to the bar, took a stool, sat down. There was a guy 2 stools away from me. Little silver box sitting to his right. Several shot glasses emptied in front of him. He looked worried, distraught, sad, angry, and something else. Couldn't quite put my finger on. I ignored him though. Bartender came to me and said, "What'd it be?" I said, "Give me a Jameson." Neat. Nodded, poured it, put it in front of me. I took a sip. Liquid was warm, not cold, not hot, just room temperature. I sipped it. I let it dance around my mouth. Swallowed, and it left a little bit of a burn. I exhaled, and it felt like the weight flowed from me. Glanced over at the guy with the silver box. He had a picture out. Little kid. It was at that moment I had to realize it was Father's Day. "Hey, is that your kid?" Man seemed oblivious. Didn't hear me. I almost didn't say anything. Considered the fact that I was in the bar and maybe it was a breach of protocol, or maybe he just didn't want to be fucked with. So I took another sip. There was a movement to my left and he sat next to me. Slid the silver box between us, still staring at the picture. Yeah. "I'm a dad," he said. "Oh, happy Father's Day." He looked at me, his eyes somewhat wild. Was about to say something. Closed his mouth, clenched his jaws. I could see the muscles in his jaws working, his eyes shifting left and right. Then he exhaled and relaxed. What about you? You got kids? I shook my head. No, no, man, no. Mm-mm. Nope. None that I'm aware of. He looked at me, nodded. Huh. I guess in some ways you're lucky then. I shrugged, indifferent. Well, I don't know. I know a lot of my friends, they say having kids is the best thing that ever happened to them. I have some other friends that say it was the worst thing that ever happened to them. So I guess there's really no consensus on the benefit of having children. They're miracles, he said, nodding to himself. You know, at the end of the day, it's your health and your family that matter. Nothing else really matters. Whoa, I don't know about that, I said, smiling. I mean, there's food, there's stuff, there's experiences. His eyes flickered for a second. Experiences, huh? I said, yeah, man. Life's all about experiences. I mean, shit. You know, I went on a cruise and skydiving and a bunch of other stuff, and those experiences, man, that's what life's all about. He nodded. I said, but you gotta have money to pay for that. Again, he nodded. Sometimes experiences are free, though. Yeah, they are, but the ones that you plan for and you save up and you do things for, there's a little bit of gratification and a little bit of reward there. He nodded. You know, I was like you once. Experiences. Love me some experiences. But then some experiences just aren't worth it, man. He piqued my interest. Such as drugs or something? No, nothing like that. But I guess you could say some experiences are kind of like drugs. Like, you know, he seemed ashamed. He didn't. He paused, and I was intrigued, curious. I coaxed him on. Continue. What were you saying? Well, I'm trying to salvage my family. I made mistakes. Oh, well, you're a man. Everybody makes mistakes. He nodded. Yeah, that's true. Since I'm always fucking traveling, it's always working. Working. Money. Working. That's all I fucking do is work. Provide for the family. Sometimes you're on the road, you get lonely. I nodded. I had an idea, an inkling, where this story was going. Oh shit. You got caught, huh? He nodded. Yeah. I guess you could say I got caught. I make one fucking mistake, man, and everything turns upside down. What was her name? He looked at me and smiled. I don't even know her fucking name, to be honest with you. I was so drunk. Me and the wife had a huge fucking fight. She was upset. I was on the road. I was missing birthdays. I was missing this, missing that, and my son, my daughter, they're growing up, and I kept trying to tell her, well, shit, how are we paying for the house? How are we paying for the vacations? How are we paying for that? I have to fucking work. She hung up on me, and I drank more. I didn't even see the girl when she walked up on me. She just was there, holding my hand, and I needed it. I was so fucked up. I was just, I don't even know. And then the next thing I know, we're back at the hotel room, and even though it it was wrong and I felt guilt, I didn't stop. I nodded, sipped my drink. I looked at the bartender, motioned for him to give my new friend another drink of whatever he was having. He nodded, put a shot in front of him. And then, just like that, in the morning, she was gone. Only thing she left behind was this. He pointed at the little silver box. Well, shit, man. How did that fuck up everything for you? Well, you ever heard of Pandora's box? Sounds familiar. Is that like a strip club down on no, it's not a strip club. It's a story. It's a story about a box. Wasn't supposed to be opened. He looked at the little silver box. I said, "You're trying to tell me that that's like some kind of a magical box or something?" He nodded. I looked at the box. There were etchings and engravings on it. And at first I thought there was a way for it to open, but I didn't see any seams. I didn't see a lid. It just looked like a big solid silver box with carvings on it. Okay. But I still don't understand how that ruined your life, how that messed things up. Shortly after I got this box, I lost my job, which wasn't end of the world because we had a lot of money tucked away in savings, and I had already had other job offers that I had turned down, and so there was always people looking to hire me. And I thought this would be a good chance for me to work on a family. And then my son got sick, and then my daughter got sick, and even my wife. Things began to happen to her. But couldn't that just been a series of bad luck or something, man? I mean, what's the box? The box is payment. It's a price you pay for mistakes you've made. And it hurts those closest to you. Shit. Why don't you just throw the fucking thing away? I did. Many times. Shit. I've tried to throw it in the ocean. I've tried to throw it in trash. I tried to throw it in a compactor. Tried to burn it. Tried to put acid on it. Tried to take a jackhammer to it. Tried a bunch of things. But the box just keeps coming back. No way around it. Wow. Okay. So what happened to your kids? Uh, they're good days and bad days. They're they're strong. They're working. They're trying to, you know, make it through this stuff. I nodded. Felt bad for the guy. I did. Wow. So I mean, how could you possibly fix that stuff? I mean, people get sick all the time, and I mean, how do you fix it? Why do you think you could fix it? Because my wife found out I had cheated on her. How? A phone call. Details. She accused me, and I admitted it. And that's part of what it is that I'm working on. I'm trying to salvage my marriage. Yeah, but dude, you were fucking drunk. You're on the road. Shit, man, you're a guy. You have a dick. It happens, you know. Not to me. I never, ever. Well, hate to be the one to state the obvious, but you did. Yeah, I still don't understand it. I mean, yeah, I was upset, but but the girl, there's something about the girls. Just I don't know. Just she was she was in my head, and then I don't know. I just don't know. Hmm. Well, buddy, I gotta tell you, that shit has happened to me dozens of times. You married? No, 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 no. I'm not married. No, no. God, no, no. I have, girlfriends and whatnot, but no, no. I've never gotten married or anything. So you don't really understand that level of commitment. No, I admitted. No, no, no. I don't. I don't. I mean, come on. I mean, I like the ladies. I like having fun. I like hanging out. I mean, I'm young. Shit, I'm only 27. You know, I don't want to get married. Maybe ever. To be honest with you, I'm having too much fun. Huh. What do you do for a living? Oh man, I sell stocks. You know, I do a little side hustle here. I do a little this, a little that. I do all kinds of stuff, you know? Oh, that's good. That's good. So you got a lot of money and stuff. Yeah. And you like the experiences and the fun things that you do. Oh, God, yes. You know, trips around the world, you know, just work hard, play hard. You know what I mean? It's harder when you got like a wife and kids and stuff because your living expenses are a lot more expensive. I mean, I assume you have a house. He nodded. You probably have what, two or three cars, maybe an SUV or some. Again, he nodded. You got the obligatory stock portfolio to squirrel away for the future. More nods. And you know money set aside for college, things of that nature. Again, he nodded. He took a swig, drew back the shot, sighed. Yes, 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 all of that. Not me, my friend. Not me, my friend. The only thing I got, I have an apartment, and actually is my best friend's rental. So it gives me a sweet, sweet, sweet deal on it because he owns four or five other ones in the same building, and I kind of act like a, you know, landlord in a way. I'm there, and he's off in Hawaii, so cuts me a good deal, and my living expenses are next to nothing. So it's easy for me to travel, and with all of this, you know, Rona shit that went down and everything else, flights are super cheap right now. So yeah, man, I'm living the life. I'm having a grand old time. He nodded. He smiled weakly. That's good. That's good. I'm envious of you, my friend. Ah, grass is always green on the other side, right? Isn't that what they say? He nodded. I gotta take a piss. Got up, walked away. I looked up on the TV. There was no volume. Just pictures of rioters and things of that nature, and I thought to myself, geez, the world's done gone fucking crazy. Look at this shit. He came back, sat down, dunked the silver box back down on the bar. When it hit, it had heft to it. It had a dull thud that almost seemed to echo through the bar. Clearly heard by everyone. In fact, quite a few people, even in the back of the bar, glanced towards us as it did. The sound unnerved me slightly. Wow, that thing's fucking heavy, huh? He nodded. Yeah, it's got weight. It has a really heavy weight to it. And it feels like it just gets heavier and heavier every day. Okay, so What's your game plan, man? What do you got planned? Well, I don't know, to be honest with you, because a weird thing happened. Another happy Happy Father's Day. I'm right in the middle. Okay. Love you. Don't let her. Close it. Yeah, come in. Completely derailed. Oh. Yeah, the odd thing is, as I was trying to work things out with my wife and everything, the girl, she showed up again. Just for a moment. Not No conversation, no nothing really. She just had a piece of paper. Yeah? Yep. This piece of paper with a very simple note. Want to elaborate on it? What was on the note? This bar, today's date, and a time that I should show up. Okay. That's all? Yep. Well, there was one more thing. What's that? A name. A name? Yeah. He went in his pocket, pulled out a piece of paper that had been crumpled and flattened and crumpled and flattened and crumpled and flattened, and he laid it out in front of me. He pointed to the name at the very bottom. That wouldn't be you, would it? And I looked at the bottom. The name was Stan Richardson, which was indeed my name. I looked at him. What the fuck, dude? He held his hand up. I don't know. All I know is name of the bar. He pointed at it. The date. He pointed at it. Time, which was 15 minutes earlier. And your name. Okay, well, what the fuck, dude? Is this some kind of a... I looked around, trying to see if I could see people smiling and laughing as if perhaps this were some kind of internet joke or something. Is it a joke? He shook his head. I don't really know what it is. Okay. My heart was racing. I felt a sense of vertigo. My heart was racing. I could feel it in my throat. I was very uneasy. I motioned to the bartender. Hey, I want to settle up. Bartender nodded. No problem. Came and told me the price of everything, and I handed him a card. He walked away. Hey, look, man. Uh, I wish you the best, dude. Seriously. Um, and I hope shit works out with you and your wife and your kids and whatnot. Bartender gave me the receipt. I signed it. Glanced down at my wallet. Slid my card in as I continued talking to him. But look, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I looked up. The man was gone. Silver box was sitting on the counter on the bar. I laughed loudly. Yeah, fucking right. I walked towards the exit. As I did, a beautiful woman stood there, head tilted, smiling at me. Hey, you, she said. Whoa! Hey, you, I said, not thinking, instantly allowing my charm to flow out, forgetting almost everything that had happened except the silver box. I glanced back nervously at it, as if it were going to jump on me and attack me like some alien. Buy a lady a drink? Nah, I got some. I wish. I gotta go. I walked to try to get around her. My arm brushed hers. I felt a hand on my arm. It was a strong grip. I looked at her. Anger welled in me for the briefest of moments, as if to say, bitch, get your fucking hands off of me. Instead, I found myself saying, hell, why the fuck not? Went, she led me, sat me right in front of that fucking silver box. She sat next to me with a smile on her face. That's pretty, she said. Really? You think so? It's yours, girl. Go ahead. It's all yours. She smiled. A knowing smile. Well, you gonna buy me something? What would you like? Surprise me. Uh, yeah, lightweight or you can handle? Hmm, I've been told I can handle. All right. Told the bartender to give her same as I was having. He smiled, nodded. Two Jamesons were in front of us. She sniffed it, sipped it, smiled, held her glass up. What are we toasting to? To a new world, she said with a smile. Fuck, can't be any worse than this bullshit. I glanced at the TV and shrugged, raised my glass, clinked it against hers. As the glass clinked, much the same as the thunking of the box earlier, the acoustics of the glass touching her glass was extremely loud. Every head stared at us, watched. She threw her drink back, swirled it around, and smiled as she swallowed. That's pretty good, she said. I shrugged. I threw mine back. Okay. I reached in my wallet, pulled out $100 bill, slammed it on the counter, looked at the bartender, pointed at it. He saw it, nodded. All right, have a good one. Get the lady whatever she wants. I am out of here. I slid the silver box in front of her. She smiled. She said something I couldn't quite make out. It sounded like maybe Italian or something. I couldn't quite make the words out. There was a electrical spark, a cold chill emanating from the box. My fingers felt ache of cold and power. Pulled my hand back as if I'd gotten shocked. Ouch! The fuck? She smiled. Thank you for the drink. Yeah, I guess. I walked out. I got outside, looked back in, and she had been talking to the bartender, and he nodded and got her another Jameson. I felt a hand on my shoulder, gentle. I turned. The man was there. He had tears coming from his eyes. That's her. I'm so sorry, he said. He turned to walk away. What the fuck, dude? I walked after him. I got around a corner, and he continued. He went tucked down an alleyway. I ran to catch up, and even though I was running, he was just walking. Not slow walking, a brisk walk, but it seems I couldn't catch up to him. I turned into the alleyway, saw him leaning against the wall. Seemed like he was having a hard time breathing. I grabbed him on the shoulder to spin him around, and as my hand pressed down, I felt bones. Like He had no muscles, no fat, no nothing. Like his skin was pulled over bones. His clothes hung on him funny. And as he spun, he looked at me, his skin pulled tight, gaunt on his face. His eyes filled with sorrow, but also a sense of relief. What the fuck, dude? What's wrong with you? Nothing. Oh, everything that was on my family is in me now. They'll be fine. I made it right. What the fuck do you mean you made it right? What did you do? I gave the box a new owner. I looked at him. What? What the fuck are you talking about? The box. The box. And then he fell. I pulled out my phone, thinking to call 911. And as I looked, his skin pulled tighter and tighter and tighter. And then it got dry and brittle. And in the moments it took for me to wrap my mind around what I was watching, he dissolved into dust. And that light breeze blew what was the man away. Only a bundle of clothes laid out in the fetal position that he was in was the only evidence that he had ever existed. Wow, that's sad, said a beautiful voice from behind me. I knew it was a girl. I turned to face her. Alright, so what the fuck? What's the deal here? She stood there smiling. What do you mean? What the fuck? Obviously, you knew him. Let me guess. You're the broad he met, he boned, and he felt all guilty about? She smiled. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll bone the fuck out of you and I won't feel bad about it because I don't have a family. I don't have anybody I really give a fuck about. So, what? What you gonna do? What is this, some kind of a fucking curse? What is this, some kind of a fucking twisted horror film or some shit? She smiled at me. I really like you. I think together we could do some really, really fun things. Yeah, I don't think so, honey. I'm not buying what the fuck you're selling. Oh no, you've already bought it. The fuck I did. She smiled. The deal was met. You agreed to it. What are you talking about? The drink. The toasting. You agreed to a new world. Okay. This is fucking retarded. So, how am I supposed to make a better world? That's easy, she said. What's easy? All you have to do is open the box. How do I do that? I don't know. You'll have to figure it out, I guess. I looked at her. Well, I'm pretty sure by now, nice little pretty silver box like that has probably got stolen sitting on the bar. She held her hand out with the box. It's right here. Here. No, fuck you. I'm not touching that fucking thing. You already did. Thought back to the electrical charge. Fuck. Okay. Look, I didn't agree to shit. It doesn't matter. It's already happened. Okay, so if I don't play your little fucking game, then what? She looked at the bundle of clothes on the ground in front of me. Oh, I'm gonna fucking die? She shrugged. I thought about it. I'd done a lot. I'd been all over the world. I had seen many, many, many wonderful things. Been with beautiful women. Ate the best foods. Drank the best drinks. But I had hit a low point. The Rona shit had caused damage to everything. Okay. Okay. Let's say I believe you. Let's say I'm on the page with you and I want to make things different. By me opening that box right there, you're telling me things will be different. She smiled. Oh, yes. Very different. Okay. Uh, Give it to me. She handed me the box. I held it. It was rectangular, long, probably about 7 inches long, 3.5 inches wide, and about 5 inches thick, high. Again, I turned it in the light, flipped it around. There were no seams, but there were images. There were images on the side depicting different things, things that I could not make out. There were symbols on there that I would look at and instantly it would vanish from my mind. And I'd look again and it would be familiar, but then I would forget it again. Okay. So you bamboozled him, and now you're bamboozling me, and you think there's no repercussions for that? Anger was welling in me. She just smiled. Oh no. I would imagine in your situation, I would be very upset as well. Yeah, you're fucking right. You know, you threatened me. You're basically telling me that if I don't play this game, I'm gonna fucking die. She nodded. What's to stop me from fucking killing you? She shrugged. I don't know. You know what? I looked around cautiously. There was nobody within view. Me and this small woman who had, in a matter of minutes, fucked not only my world up, but Mr. Dustboy below me. You know what? Fuck this. I smashed her right in the face with the silver box. There was a sickening thud, a wet sound as the edge of it crushed her skull, tore part of her skin from her face, and she fell hard. Blood flowed all over the surface of the silver box, and then was absorbed into its surface and vanished. I looked at her on the ground as the blood pooled around her. Again I looked. She had made no noise. No one had heard anything. I took a few cautious steps back, looked. Fuck her. Fucking cunt. Maybe everything dies with her. I smiled at myself. The blood expanded, started to move towards me. Small little trail at first, and the rest of the blood moved with it. Suddenly, she was laying in a pool of blood, and she started to sink into the blood. And little fingers, like tendrils, extended up out of the blood and grabbed her and pulled her down into it. What the fuck? I said as I backpedaled away from the blood that was coming towards me. I turned and I ran. I got to the end of the alleyway into the other adjacent street and almost got ran over by a delivery truck because I wasn't paying attention. I glanced back. The pool of blood was still barely visible, but whatever stream had been chasing me had stopped midway back. Ha, fuck you, bitch. You ain't gonna do shit now. I went back to my apartment. I had the little silver box sitting there. Everywhere the blood had been had smoothed out. Now there was a slight depression, a little spot that I could push. There was something inside of me that said, don't do it. Don't push on it. Leave that shit alone. But then there was other parts of the box that still had all of the magical writing on it that I couldn't decipher, I couldn't see. So I thought, maybe I can't, but maybe the phone can. I took my phone out and snapped a bunch of pictures of it. Took pictures of every edge and corner of the box. I sent out some text messages to some of my friends that are more versed in things that go bump in the night than I could ever hope to be. Now I knew it was a long shot, considering most of these guys were either completely full of shit or just doing it to be mysterious around the girls. I knew I was dealing with some shit that I had no understanding of. This was some stuff that was outside of my understanding. I needed help. I had a text message came back to me from a friend Julian. It was very, very disconcerting. It simply said, "You're fucked." So of course I did what anybody in my position would do. I called him. It rang once and he answered, "Dude, you're completely fucked. Do you have that? Is that you? You have that?" "Yeah, I do." "Why?" "Dude, get rid of it." "I can't." "What do you mean you can't?" "Last owner tried all kinds of shit to it, and let's just say he's not among the living anymore." "Dude, you need to get rid of that fucking thing. Give it to somebody else, sell it, whatever. Put that shit up on eBay, do something. Get rid of it." "Why? What is it?" "I can't talk about it. I don't even want to be having this conversation with you, but just trust me when I say it's all fucking bad. And for the love of God, whatever you do, don't open it." "Don't open it, huh?" "Yeah, shithead. Don't open the fucking box. Anyway, I gotta go, but don't fuck with it, okay? Put it up on eBay. There's always dumbasses that want to buy that shit." "Really?" "Yeah, dude, seriously. List it like, I don't know, spirit box or something like that. Get some candle wax or something, melt it on there, and then take some photos, put that shit on eBay, call it a haunted box, but you have to transfer it. You can't have it. You got to get rid of it." "Okay. All right. Fine. Sounds sounds good. Thanks." I did as I was told. I had some candles laying around. I lit them, covered it up with wax, put wax on the areas that had the little seal on it. Sounded like a good idea. I went up on eBay. I had already had an eBay account. I had sold a lot of things. Had uh, good seller relations and everything else. So I figured probably would be able to move it pretty quick. So I listed the box, and as it came to the description, I decided to put some of the actual events as part of the flavor text, just part of the story, just to see if I can get somebody to buy it. It didn't take long. 5 minutes after I had posted it, I had a request came through. The funny thing was, I had listed the box for $10,000. I thought perhaps that was foolish of me, because who in their right minds would buy a silver box for $10,000? But then I thought about the weight of it, and it was really heavy. And if it was indeed silver, it was worth something. And these people that delved with these types of spooky things, fuck them. So when the first request came through, I responded, "Sure, sounds good. Let's do this." The person asked if they could see it, pick it up. Turns out they lived in the same city as I did. I shrugged. Fuck yeah, let's do this. A couple of emails later, we had a location planned out. I got to the spot, posted up, and I waited. And there was the door open. I heard high heels coming towards me. I turned with a smile on my face to greet the sucker who was going to buy this piece of shit for $10,000, and my face dropped and my heart jumped to my throat. The woman was there, still smiling. Slight bruise on her face, but no torn skin, no crushed skull, nothing of that. She slid across me around the booth and smiled. That was exciting, she said. Okay, seriously, what the fuck? Are you gonna buy the box? No, I'm not gonna buy the box. You're gonna open it. No, I'm not. Look, I'm not gonna play this fucking game. Okay? I'm not going to. She smiled and just hissed. You don't get it. You just don't get it. Well, how can I make this more convincing to you? I know. I felt her foot rub against my inner thigh. I pushed it away. Bitch, please, stop. No. Fuck no. Fuck. Hard no. Hard no. Not gonna happen. She smiled at me. Oh, come on. I felt her foot again, probing along my thigh. I went to push it away and almost shit myself. Suddenly it felt like her feet were hands. My arms and wrists were seized and held. Feet suddenly spread my legs, locking it against the booth, the chair seat that I was sitting on. I felt another pair of hands reach and unzip my pants and reach inside and squeeze where it should not be squeezing. It was very cold. That was it. Then I felt the zipper zip back up. The feet released my knees, and the hands let go of my wrists. I stared at her. What the fuck are you? Oh, I've been called many things, but those thoughts floating through your head, yeah, it's probably accurate. You read my fucking mind? Oh yeah. You humans are fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm reading your fucking mind. And I know part of you actually enjoyed that. Oh, no, I didn't. Yes, I did, actually. But I didn't want her to know that, and it seemed, regardless, she knew that. What did you do? I gave you a little bit of an incentive. Good incentive or bad incentive? Bad incentive. What's going to happen? You love your dick. Very much. Most men do. So here's what's going to happen. Stud boy. Open the box, or your dick basically disintegrates. Wait, what? And then it's going to continue to disintegrate until it gets to your balls. And after it goes to your balls, it'll go up into your stomach, and then you're going to basically... Okay, so I'm going to fucking die. Yes. Unless I open a box. Yes. If I open a box, then what? Well, then we could talk about positive things. We could talk about fun things. We could talk about real experiences, real excitement. Thought about it. I weighed the options. Will it hurt? Oh, yes. Yes, it will hurt. It will start like an itchy feeling, and then it will become hot, and it will become kind of a burning, and it will become searing, and then when it starts to dissolve from the tip all the way back, you will feel every cell disintegrate. Oh. Oh, really? Like that? Yes. And then when it gets to your testicles, that's when the real fun begins, because that pain will radiate all the way through your entire core. But normally you would die, but I won't allow you to die until it gets all the way up into your heart and your other organs, and then you'll dust out. How long is that going to take? About a day. A day? So I'm going to go through that shit for a day? Yep. Unless I open the box. Yes. Let's open the box. Look at the box. I looked at it. Now, put in your mind you want to open the box. I didn't, but I thought about it. I considered it. All of the wax exploded off of it. Some on the sides melted, but most of it just dusted away. Suddenly seams appeared around the lid, and that depressed area looked like a latch. See, was that so hard? Yeah, it is very hard. So what happens if I open the box? Well, remember what I told you? The world, everything will change. But the world's already changing. Because the box was almost open. The box was kind of open, but not all the way. Thought back to the guy. That's what happened to his family and shit. Somehow you tricked him into opening the box for just a little bit, huh? Not even all the way. He just started to work the lever. When was it you guys first met? I don't see why this is important. Oh, it's important to me. She stared at me and she smiled. Oh, you want to see if there's the timeline for why the world went crazy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's part of it. So the world went crazy because he almost opened the box. Yes. And if I open it all the way, the world will never be the same. I thought about that. I thought about my sister and her kids. I thought about my dad, who I hadn't talked to in a long time, but still, he was always there when I was a kid. I thought about my friends. I thought about the ramifications of my actions. And then I sat back and I smiled at her. A waitress interrupted us. Can I take you guys' order? I said, yeah. Let me get the greasiest, nastiest burger you got. Okay. You guys got milkshakes? Yeah. Let me get a vanilla milkshake. Okay. And you? The woman was quiet for a moment, staring at me. I could see anger flowing through her mind. Nothing. I'm good. The woman walked away. The waitress. The woman stared at me. You don't have the balls. Oh. I know I won't. But as of right this second, I do have the balls. She stared at me. So you won't open the box? No. I won't open the box. But you could have everything you want. Thought about the man. You know, health and family. That sounds pretty good. Health and family sounds pretty good. And if I were to open that box, I'd be fucking up a lot of people's health and a lot of people's fucking families. So how about you go fuck yourself, or I bash you in again with this fucking box? She smiled at me. You're making a mistake. Probably. Okay. She got up, slid out of the booth, slid a finger along the surface of the box, and as I looked down, there was a talon, a claw, and it scraped the etchings on the top of the box, and the box moaned softly. I sat there, and I waited. Waitress brought back a burger and a milkshake. The burger was delicious. The milkshake was the best I had ever had in my entire life. Halfway through the milkshake, I felt that itchy feeling that she talked about. Shrugged. Well, I hope Hope the dads out there appreciate this shit. At least they're gonna have a good Father's Day. I'm gonna have a shitty fucking night. I tipped the waitress the rest of the cash that I had in my wallet, which was $560. At first she said, no, that's too much. I looked at her and smiled. Nope, I won't need it. I took the box, walked out, went back to my apartment. By that time, I could feel the heat and the pain. And I committed myself. I knew what had to be done. Went into my closet, pulled out the revolver, wrote a note, leaned back, put the gun in my head, pulled the trigger. There was a brief flash. Everything went dark. Suddenly I could hear the sounds of the world again. I heard clapping noise, something irritating. I opened my eyes, realized I couldn't see out of my right eye. What the fuck? My left eye looked. No woman was standing there. Oh, no. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. You're going to have to go through it. All of it. I nodded. Oh, okay. Fine. I went to the kitchen, staggered. It was hard to move, hard to think and walk. I went, ran the sink, washed my face, trickles of blood ran down. I turned on the disposal. She screamed for a moment. She was trying to stop me, but it was too late. I jammed one hand in, felt the fingers mangled, rended, destroyed, pulled that out, stuck the other hand in, and when I was confident that those hands wouldn't work anymore, I raised them in front of her, and I laughed. Hey, use your imagination and pretend that both of these hands are flipping you off. Fuck you, bitch. The pain that I should have felt with my hands paled in comparison to what was happening down on my junk. She didn't lie. That shit hurt. I sat there, fading in and out, and every time that I would black out, she would bring me back, and she would try to soothe, talk me, convince me. Open the box, it would be so much better. And every time I just laughed at her and said, fuck you. Until finally, the pain down there was gone. The pain was in my stomach. Somehow I was laying in her lap. She was crying now. Why will you be so stubborn? Why are you so stubborn? Just open it. No. And it was that. A day later, everything finally went to black. And as I faded away, I heard her sobbing, howling, screaming, so angry. And I thought to myself, haha, fuck you anyway, bitch. Alright. Boom. Happy Father's Day, motherfuckers. So there you go. That's a very selfish person who realized the bigger picture of things and decided, fuck it, he wasn't going to get played and he wasn't going to, get manipulated. And he made a sacrifice for the greater good. And I'd like to hope and think that there are some people out there that would do shit like that. But at the same time, I don't know. Alright, guys. So that's the story for today. I won't be here next Sunday. So next Sunday I won't be here. But the following Sunday I will. Saturday there will still be a Angry Jackalope show. There just won't be a Sunday real-time story time because I'm going to be on the road with a buddy of mine. Hopefully the audio is better. You might notice I have a different thing here. I'm using this blue snowball thingy. And my testing earlier, it sounded a lot better. So anyway, that's it. Needs a part 2 of it. Alright guys, that's it. You guys have a good one. I will see you guys later.